Good morning and thank you for attending today. It is a pleasure to be speaking to you from sunny yet cool Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Today I'll be speaking about smart technology and autonomous unmanned vehicles and the need for search and rescue tech for environmental disasters from climate change. My name is James Castle, President of Terranova Defense Solutions, Executive Director of GEM's Emergency Response Team, and the Canadian Ambassador for Drone Think Do Brussels, among other roles. I would like to introduce Jamie Stirling, a former police officer with the Ontario Provincial Police and one of the original search and rescue members with the OPP, speaking as a subject matter expert and aide for this presentation. Today's presentation will be on smart technology and how unmanned systems will both benefit our smart cities and how this will reflect toward the future challenges ahead. I want to tell you a little bit more about the types of drones that are out there. For many of you that may be unfamiliar with what a drone is compared to what a UAS is or an unmanned underwater system. There are many different types of drones in the world today. When we look down to multi-rotors, tricopters, and quadcopters, there are so many different variations of different types of drones that serve different purposes. Many of the drones that you see today are regulated around 400 feet, yet there are so many other drones currently built today that can fly as high as 75,000 feet. That have a wingspan of up to 140 feet roughly. It depends on the classification and what the needs of that aircraft is. In the United States, we will see much larger aircraft that is used regularly in order to monitor everything that goes on, protecting our way of life, as well as being strategic for the military. Each one of these will have a larger payload, so it designs for what kind of advanced system is going to be required. If it's a delivery drone, how does the autonomous craft work? What are the sensor beds? Right now in the world today, people are looking to utilizing MALE drones, which stands for Medium Altitude Long Endurance. These are drones that weigh roughly about 1.5 metric tons, and they carry a specific payload. So for protecting Canadians and Americans alike, there are sometimes sensors that can detect anomalies like somebody that may build a dirty bomb or somebody that needs to find a nuclear yield, so we can protect our citizens at all times. The benefit of drones works two ways. You know, we can look from what it is. We have them as small as a nano drone, literally this big. Some of them look like dragonflies. And people sometimes go back and think, well, you know what, a dragonfly drone really can't accomplish much. When we think about this, we have cameras on them that are so fine that you can actually listen to a person talking from 35 feet away and see a full profile of them, which helps us with specific intelligence as we move on. Not all drones are the same. Today we deal with banned drones from overseas that could threaten our way of life. Some of these are the DJI drones that many of you are completely aware of. Here in Canada and the US and the United Kingdom, we are dealing with issues against other countries, and we have to be careful about certain technologies, as this can really increase communications that are unwanted and delivered to the wrong countries, secrets that can be provided, and so on. But for us to be able to work with banned aircraft, we have to use counter-UAS technology, which I have discussed previously. Governments of the world are trying to develop ways to create these solutions in order to best handle the type of data that is being utilized from drones. Industry drones that are used are being utilized for multiple fields, like agriculture and delivery and communications, even for missile launching systems and so on that may be seen around the world. Our world is a wonderful place, and the people can create magnificent technologies. Our company is located in Kitchener, Ontario, and here we have the University of Waterloo and Velocity, with many smaller companies all working together to creating universal projects in drone sciences, creating smaller drones that can deliver a specific payload. Concerns have been raised if the technology we're building is for the benefits of ourselves or for others. People are concerned about the respect to how drones are going to be used in the military and how they are going to be used in person. But we have seen wonderful accomplishments of drones, to seeing live fireworks utilizing light drones, which fill the skies and fill our imagination to really believe in what we're doing. There are some great things that can be done, and Terranova Defense Solutions is currently working with unmanned surface rescue vehicles that is out there to saving lives every day. Drones today will become our future. We will see many great advancements. We will see swarm technology. We're talking about specific real-time solutions. Some of it is scary. A lot of people have said to me, can't it do a lot of damage? There is a lot of fake news that is created around drones, or the idea of artificial intelligence, C4 attacking soldiers. Many of the things that we watch, we have to realize that drones play a significant role in our lives. Each drone plays a specific role, and it has a specific set of capabilities. There are some fabulous technology out there. But in order for us to do this, we need to understand how this will impact our smart cities as we develop those smart cities, and how they will play a significant role. Smart cities are not prevented from any type of environmental disaster. And these are the things that we together need to look at as we develop climate change and advancing technology on our planet. Drones are now used to monitor health effects in people. For example, tethered drones are now being utilized on borders, airports, and so on, in order to identify heat buildup in people, to identify issues potentially of threat of COVID, which is one of the world's hottest topics right now. We need to be able to identify people as they enter our country or leave our country to go somewhere else. Our job is to protect humanity. Drones play a significant role based on what the information is, how we protect the information, how it's provided to the right people, but it also works with our first responders. How we can prevent disasters from happening, how we can prevent the first responders from harm's path from any type of an emergency. Drones have a very positive use. We just have to look at how this best happens. And by talking to people that understand what drone technology is, because really it's in the eye of the beholder. There are so many opportunities here. And right now is the best time to be looking at how drones can protect those all around us at all times. I would like to bring Jamie Stirling in at this time to discuss about search and rescue drones, and he will talk to you about further applications.
Hi, my name's Jamie Stirling, and I'm going to talk to you about how drones are used in search and rescue. Searches are very systematic and coordinated, and modern day search teams, they're trained in search theory and search tactics. I look at modern day drones as a tool in the toolbox, and they're a very effective tool for a resource. Whether that UAV is taking a first aid kit to a wounded person or a search team out in the field, or even whether they're dropping a life jacket or a radio communication kit. It saves a lot of time for those resources that are out there on the call. something as simple as taking pictures of and creating a mosaic of the search scene out there. It's collecting the clues, the thousands of clues that are left behind by the missing person. And it's those clues that the UAV operator will ultimately interpret to lead him or her to find that missing person. And when they work together with the ground search teams out there, it makes them a very effective resource and allows them to find the missing person as quickly as possible in the best possible condition. I see the future for UAVs to move into a new world in search and rescue. It would be deploying resources to assist search teams out in the field. It might be a mini drone flying in an underground parking garage in a large urban center where it acts as a force multiplier and it effectively searches that garage quickly and systematically without the use of humans. Some people might wonder, thermal, we saw a lot of it in Hollywood where they're chasing bad guys and they can see through walls and all that. Well, thermal is actually, it's not as Hollywood as that, but it's very effective when used properly. And we see with modern day thermal cameras now, where they're able to find people day and night using their heat signature. And they're able to use the different colors, the different imagery to interpret the image that they see. And it's that experience versus a traditional person looking at a screen that helps the operator find that person, whether they're using white hot, color hot, black hot, and they're experimenting back and forth using the different cameras, that operator will find the best one in that application. Some like this image you see here, it's a black hot thing, worked a lot better for the operator. And again, now we're going to go into the another type of data that a GPS or a UAV is used to find a missing person. That was GPS data, where this operator had an overdue hiker, and he only had was GPS coordinates, and he flew to the scene with only those coordinates and no maps in their mission control system. And sometimes those GPS coordinates from a phone are accurate, and sometimes they're not. Well, in this situation, they were accurate, and they found our lost hiker. Now, on the ground, UAS is a very effective tool, but we know in the marine environment, will bring it to the next level. Traditional marine search and rescue now, they're using human eyes coupled with binoculars. Searchers might be on the deck of the boat, or they might be up elevated off the deck, but you have to they're looking for a head that's bobbing in the water, or possibly a vessel or parts of an aircraft. And if it's a very calm day and there's 3 to 5 foot swells out there, you can imagine how difficult it would be to find somebody. Usually the conditions that they're out in are far worse, and the time to search for a missing person is beyond comprehension. It doesn't take hours, it literally can take days. So we can imagine what a tethered UAV would do with thermal cameras and motion sensors, how greatly it would enhance the capabilities of that vessel. Often marine missions are fighting against time because they have to transit to get there, and then they're fighting the environment when they arrive. So the cards are usually stacked against that lost person. A tethered UAV or drone would certainly swing the cards in favor of that lost person for sure, finding him quickly. All right, can you imagine in today's global environment, the wildland fires are becoming far more common. Our response certainly hasn't changed over the years. So you can imagine if we introduced UAVs into wildfire crews, it would help them locate hotspots. It would help possibly transit them supplies and logistics. It would also tell them whether they've got the fire out in the area they are, and without the effort of having those firefighters manually drag their hoses or walk over there and fight that fire. So then you can imagine if we coupled that with a water bomber crew, and after that crew has gone through, what the effectiveness of that drop was. Or if, like, you're talking in residential areas and you're looking for signs of health or documenting the crime scene there, them being able to document it quickly and efficiently. This insight could be then relayed into the incident commands inside that command post, and they would get a real picture without bothering those firefighters what's going on out there in the scene. Okay, now from a law enforcement point of view, whether it's drones can be used in a crowd management situation where you might have a world championship in place or the Olympic Games you're hosting. Please consider the use of drones in these situations. They're a way to give incident command a complete picture of what's going on out there and helps you fight domestic and international terrorism. Thank you very much for listening to me, and I'm going to pass you over to James now.
Thank you very much, Jamie, for talking to us about search and rescue and drones. To move on, the future of commercial autonomous vehicles is very important. When we talk about the future advancement of UPS or delivery drones or passenger drones, this is all a future advancement to how the world will be able to better define the technologies that we have to create larger markets and how to create more jobs in aerospace and defense. Universities and colleges are constantly involved in training people that are involved in these type of fields. Terranova Defense Solutions is in full partnership with Carleton University's aerospace program. And part of that, we have the SAR Create program that brings in master degree students and graduates into the field of expertise that we utilize through internships, and we introduce them to the world of aerospace, drone technology, aircraft, and counter-UAS systems. Climatopolis Canada is a concept to develop smart cities for improving our environment and climate change. Autonomous drones are being used for green tech solutions such as smart agriculture for maintaining plants and nutrients in black soil through spraying and spreading processes that are now being used globally. This technology for smart cities is implemented in the day-to-day level of everything smart cities aims to develop. Unmanned traffic management, being able to monitor the flow of traffic, being able to work with how we can better work with people, even working with people that have physical limitations or blindness, and how they approach an intersection. All of this is relevant with the data that is recorded by drones. Some of the unmanned system functions and operations are as you see before you. Drones have the capabilities of doing this and so much more. Everything is based on, ultimately, on the packages and the payloads, how these technologies will thrive, and our technological advancements as they reach new levels. When we come down and we look at the solutions of smart city disasters and those solutions, we have to look at how the emergency response is going to happen from the time of mitigation to the point of recovery. Being able to respond to an emergency is one thing, but when it comes down to smart cities, it's how to prevent those disasters and protect the various systems that we have grown from harm's path. What solutions we will need? Can we prevent these disasters from happening? The design of Climatopolis Canada, for example, is the vision of a global group of companies that believe that drones will one day become the solution for environmental disaster detection and in creating preventative solutions that will one day reduce death and destruction of the people and the items that we love most. Finding these solutions is critically important. We will find that together as we develop smart cities and how it reflects to us and our lives every day. On behalf of Terranova Defense Solutions and our partners, I would like to say thank you for attending our event today. We are very pleased that you could come and take this time with us today. And if you have any questions, please visit our website or email me directly. We will be available after this presentation for any questions. Please continue to be safe from COVID, and thank you for your time.